and make-believers, I have officially moved. From those of you that follow me on Instagram, you already know, you saw a little bit of a tour of where I'm going to put my little bookshelf, although I kind of think I've changed that, and my friend is actually coming over to help me decide where I'm going to put my bookshelf when it happens at last. But yes, and you may have noticed that my camera image little stuff is very, very nice, and that is because my beautiful, beautiful friends Thane and Evie bought me this amazing Canon camera. So in fact, I am going to now show you the box. So it's this beautiful thing here with the lens that attaches there. It was a belated birthday present because, as many of you probably know, my birthday was in January. But yes, they got me this, and I'm so excited to like get better at using it and figuring out all the awesome little techniques that I can use. So stay tuned for some exciting, good quality videos to come. Woohoo! I got a new room and I got a new camera. So today I am doing the Book Courtship Tag. Ooh, I love a bit of romance with my books. You know how it is. So the first tag, or I suppose question, is initial attraction. So what book did you get because you were initially attracted to the cover? You just saw the cover and were like, ooh, let me have a look-see at that. What was that? So for me, that book was actually, a very long time ago, Shatter Me. So what happened was I've actually seen art like this around on like Twitter and on YouTube, well, not YouTube, on Twitter and Instagram and Pinterest. I saw it around and I always thought it was a pretty cool image, but I didn't actually realize it was an image from a book until I went into the shop and saw it, and I was like, what is this? Trees growing from eyes and water, and it's just so incredibly captivating and unique. Let me bring that closer with my new camera. So I just loved that. And the eye is so pretty and blue, and there's like water dripping from it, and the title is Shatter Me, and there's flames on the trees. And then I also just love the little caption that said, my touch is lethal, my touch is power. So that also kind of inspired me to pick it up and give it a gander. So yeah, Shatter Me by Tahira Mafi was my initial attraction book. Then the second question is first impressions. What book did you get from reading the blurb and just get a really good vibe from? So what book did I buy that made me get it because the blurb was just so intriguing and just made a great first impression? And that book, my friends, was Throne of Glass by the infamous Sarah J. Maas. You may see her appearing a little bit more on this little video too. So I'm gonna read you the back that captivated me, bearing in mind that I also heard that it was a fantasy, so I was very intrigued to see how the fantasy fit in with this awesome assassin thing. So it says, in the dark, filthy salt mines of Indovia, an 18-year-old girl is serving a life sentence. She is a trained assassin, the best of her kind, but she made a fatal mistake. She got caught. Young Captain Westfall offers her a deal, her freedom in return for one huge sacrifice. Selena must represent the prince in a to the death tournament, fighting the most gifted thieves and assassins in the land. Live or die, Selena will be free. Win or lose, she's about to discover her true destiny, but will her assassin's heart be melted? So I just found it very captivating, and maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think I know of another YA book where the protagonist is an assassin. Like I know of like, you know, Young Elites where the protagonist is not such a good guy, but like I don't think I know of one where it's an assassin. So I was very intrigued, and she's 18 years old and she's like serving a life sentence, and it was just very, very intriguing. So I got very, very intrigued and very good first impression of Throne of Glass, and I'm very glad actually that I picked it up. It was a good buy. The third tag or question is sweet talk. So this is what book had great writing that like just made me go all gooey and melty and just love it. And that is definitely the book that got me into writing, aside from Harry Potter. The book that I was just like, oh my gosh, I love the fluidity, I love the metaphors, I love the imagery that is created by these awesome, awesome words just put together in the right, perfect way. And that was City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. I absolutely love her writing style, and this was the first book that I read by her, obviously. And yeah, and I just fell in love with the way she painted a picture of everything. I can't even remember, but I think there was like to describe towers, it was like steel something scraping the sky. I don't know, it was just great. Like every metaphor was just so delicious, and I was just like, how did she come up with this stuff? So I really, really love Cassandra Clare's writing, and it actually inspired me to, like, it was kind of my motivator to like get that writing out there, get this book sorted. Yeah, definitely love her writing. The fourth tag or question thingy is first date. Which book made you want to pick it? Which book did you basically have a great first date with and then want to pick up the entire series? Now, there's a lot of books that have done this for me, but there was one book in particular that I literally, I think it was just last year, ran around New York because I was on holiday. I was on holiday in New York, and I literally ran around New York for 5 hours trying to find Kinya Kunya, because I couldn't find it, and it was like hidden behind some back streets in New York, and I was trying to find it because I wanted the series of this book, and it wasn't available here where I live in Dubai. It wasn't available, so I was like, yes, I'm going to New York soon, I'm gonna get it. And I went to New York, and I was out for like a day trying to find this bookstore so I could get this book, because the first book in the series made me want to get the second book. And that book, my friends, was Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. Like, honestly, I loved this book. I read Glass Sword, and I still love this more than Glass Sword. However, I did like Glass Sword, and I'm still excited to see where the series is going, and I must get what's it, King's Cage. I really need to get King's Cage, like now, like yesterday. I've been to my bookstore a million times, and again, if I was going to New York, I would be hunting it down, but I'm not. But yes, so Red Queen, Mare Barrow, and her red-blooded awesome powers. Yeah, this was the book. The end was just so gripping, and I just had to get the rest of it. I just had to. So yeah, definitely Red Queen. It was a very good first date. The fifth tag is late night phone calls. Basically, which book made me stay up way too late to read it through the night. And that is also quite recently Golden Sun by Pierce Brown. Yeah, so I really enjoyed Red Rising. And then I was like, okay, time for Golden Sun, and it blew my mind. It is the fastest I've read a book, I think, like of this size, because it is, what is it? I mean, it's not like math, but it is 442 pages, and the text is like yay small. So I was like, this is gonna take me forever to read, but I really want to find out what happens, so I'm gonna read it. And I finally picked it up, and I read it in like 3-4 days. Like, did not see that coming, but I could just not put this bad boy down. Highly recommend the Red Rising, Golden Sun, Morning Star books. I am gonna read Morning Star most probably next month, and I'm very excited. The sixth tag is always on my mind. And now the book that is always on my mind since I read it is definitely, without a doubt, oh, is it Sarah J. Maas? What? A Court of Mist and Fury. Most specifically, Rhysand. Rhysand is always on my mind. I just don't understand how she wrote a hero to combat all heroes. Like, Rhysand is just incredible, and I cannot stop thinking about everything in this glorious book. Even though the wolves, although that's one of my favorite scenes, the water wolves. If you haven't read it, like, you need to, because there's just awesome stuff in this book. Yeah, like just everything, the twists, the turns, the deceit, all the characters, all the amazing characters, Feyre, her sisters, the people that are friends with Rhysand from the Night Court, just everything is so captivating, so unique, so beautiful, and I cannot stop thinking about this book. This book is just, I can't. Tag number 7 is getting physical. Bow chicka wow wow. And that basically is a book that you just love the feel of. Now, I've mentioned these books before, but let me just whip them out. I'm actually reading the second in this saga, or chronicles, whatever, the Luna Chronicles. I just love the feel of all of these books. They're just so soft, and they feel like velvet, but then this part is all shiny and smooth, and then this part is soft and velvety, and it's just so good. So I love all of these Luna Chronicle edition books. I just love the feel of them, so I'm only going to buy these versions of them because they have the best, sexiest feel. And yes, I'm almost finished, Scarlet. Number 8 is meeting the parents. So basically, what book would you recommend to everyone, friends and family, because it just suits every genre to meet the parents? And that for me is The Hunger Games. To be honest, I must admit that I have actually not read the entirety of The Hunger Games because I forget why. I think my friend gave it to me when I was just like, The Hunger Games is like, no, it's a bad story of children killing children, and who would want to read that? And then of course I heard it was amazing, and then I was like, okay, you know what? If I like the movie, then I'll like read it. And so I liked the movie, I loved the movie, and I started reading it, and then I think because I already saw the movie, I kind of ruined it for myself. So I do intend to finish reading Hunger Games one day, but just from what I did read, it was so good, and I definitely recommend it to everyone. The story is so intriguing, and it definitely suits, I think, guys and girls and big and small and everybody. So Hunger Games by Susan Collins. And then number 9 is when you start planning the future, and that is, what books do you plan on rereading in the future? Now, I have never, I don't think, I have never reread a book. I mean, aside from like children's stories, because I'm a nursery school teacher, I don't think I've ever reread a book. However, I do hope to one day finally reread the whole Harry Potter series. Now, I am sure I'm going to do it. Like, I am so sure I'm going to do it. The question is just when. You know, when am I going to have the time to read all 7 books again? But I am sure I will find the time. I will make the time because I really want to reread them, but I haven't actually ever reread a book. But I do really want to read all of the Harry Potter books. And the 10th and final phase or question and thing is, who shall I tag? So for this video, I tag all of you out there to do this tag. Now, if you don't have a booktube, that's fine. Just do it out of your own, you know, pondering musings, if you will, throughout the day, you know, and think, what books would you pick for this category? And then comment below. Or yes, if you are a booktuber, then please do the tag and then let me know when you've done it so I can check it out. And that is all for now. And I'm sure one day I will be showing you my room when it's all properly set up and I have a beautiful bookshelf behind me. Yay! And until then, I'll see you. Bye!